And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. As always, my name is Zach. For the ones who don't know, unfortunately I spent 5 years of my life in maximum security prison. Mount Olive Correctional Complex in West Virginia, Huntsville Correctional Center. Since returning, I've got my medical degree, and I'm currently working in urgent care helping others who unfortunately cannot help themselves. So what I do on this channel is I speak about my time while I was locked up in prison, along with getting out. I also do video chat interviews with inmates that's still locked up in prison, regardless if it's for murder, drug charges, or stealing, just showing you a first-hand look what it's really actually like living life in prison. Many people think that living a gangster lifestyle is how they want to live. Out here getting money, hustling things, got the women, got the cars, the clothes, whatever. I can promise you, you're going to end up in a prison cell, 23-1, and you're going to be miserable. So sit back, relax. I hope you enjoy this episode. All prison-related content. If you haven't already done it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you can be first informed when I upload. I do not condone nor do I promote any type of crime or violence, nor do I promote any type of prison activity. The only thing I do is showing you what's on the other side of the fence if you go ahead and commit crimes. So today what we're going to be talking about is pretty much living with a life sentence inmate. What it's actually like living with a killer. Now, as I always say in all my other videos, every single prison is different. Sometimes you might be in a lower classification prison where you have people that aren't going to be doing that much long time. But if you end up going to maximum security or supermax prisons, you're going to be in there with individuals who have killed multiple people and who yet to kill again. Now, how stressful is it to be sleeping next to an individual who just got done killing, a couple people? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that in prison they have to be this badass. Now, waking up every day, I'm not going to lie, as I say, every prison is different. Sometimes you're going to be in a single man cell, which I was always in a cell by myself. Now sometimes you might be in a cell with another individual or multiple people. Sometimes prisons have open bay, open dorm areas where there might be 50, 75, 100 plus people living in this small area together. Now in those instances, you will be living and sleeping next to somebody who slit someone's throat, who shot someone in the head, who did some grotesque thing to keeping them in there for the rest of their life. Now, not all people that are in prison for murder, they do not look like they're in there for murder. I've seen Justin Bieber looking face boys being in there for murder, as in like they've killed a couple people. They look like your Boy Scout next door. They look like the dude that comes by on the bicycle with a suit and tie trying to preach God to you. That's what these killers look like. Now don't get me wrong, some of these dudes really do look like these crazy killer dudes, right? Not everyone's going to look like that though. Unfortunately, I've come across a lot of individuals who are in their early 20s, if not 18, 19 years old, who are never getting out ever again. Now, they come into prison with this mentality is they hate everybody, the world's against them, and they don't mess with you. So, at the end of the day, you can feel any type of way. I'm not the one that's going to be spending the rest of my life in prison. Now, having a lower sentence, being around dudes who have either 100-year sentences or they're never getting out, right? It kind of makes you feel some type of way, knowing that you will be getting out and they're not going to be getting out. They also know you're going to be getting out. They're going to be stuck sitting there. Sometimes a lot of these dudes who are serving life sentences, they only hang around other people who are serving life sentences. And it makes sense because you got a lot of dudes that come in there, young dudes who got little sentences, 5 years, right? Say 10 years. Man, I'm going to be here for the next 10 years, man. This shit sucks. I can't stand being here. Everybody sucks. Like, being around somebody that's never getting out, hearing someone complain that they have to spend 10 years in there or even 5, that pisses them off. There's been times where I've seen individuals who were getting out very relatively soon get their shit fucked up and end up having to spend the rest of their life in prison because when you're complaining about the time that you have around time that people will never have, they may either make you do something stupid just to get you to sit in there with them, or they might take you out themselves just because they're tired of hearing you complain about your short time. Now, we all know, anyone that's ever been to prison, you got the short timers and you got the long timers. Play your role, know where you stand, and keep your mouth shut. Do not depict somebody that you're not. If you're not a badass, don't pretend that you're a badass, because there are badasses in there that will test you. Now, a lot of people that I associated myself with, a lot of those dudes, they're never getting out of prison. And the reason why is they have a completely different type of mindset. And being is, they're going to be more respectful than this young dude that only has 2 years till he goes home. Those guys, they running wild. They think they're invincible because they know they're going home until they catch another charge in prison. You gotta think, if you end up really hurting somebody in prison, there you go, you're catching an outside charge. If you end up stomping somebody out with another individual, catching an outside charge. If you end up stabbing somebody, catching an outside charge. Now, your 5-year sentence just turned into a 10, 15-year sentence. Now, there's a few dudes that I knew that was up in Mount Olive who end up coming in prison with a 5-year sentence. Now they're never going home because they end up killing somebody. They were told to go do something stupid that someone else didn't want to do themselves, so now you're sitting in prison for the rest of your life because this other man told you to go do something. Who does that? At the end of the day, you need to be able to think for yourself, because I think once you get out here on the streets, no one's going to think for you. You're going to have to work hard to provide for yourself. So prison is going to be no different, except you got a lot of dudes who, have no respect for you because they know that they're never getting out. Now, it's not always the guys that are spending the rest of their life in prison, the ones you have to worry about. The ones you got to worry about is the young hotheads who feel like they need to prove something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a lifer, if you're not a life sentence inmate, you're not going to be in the same cell as another life sentence inmate. They're going to try to keep individuals who have the same amount of time more or less around each other. Now, sometimes maximum security prison, you're going to be put with whoever they want to put you with, except for a maximum security life sentence inmate. When you got some dude that's in a gang, right? He just joined a gang, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to earn his stripes. That's likely the guy that's going to do something to you opposed to the lifer. These lifers, they don't need to prove anything. They don't need to prove anything. You know what I'm saying? They're not going anywhere. These other dudes who are going to be in and out, they're the ones that feel they got to prove something. Not going to lie, when I first got into prison, I felt like I had to prove something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Everyone out there, you want people to think that you're irrelevant, right? You want people to think that you're a genuine dude. You want people to think that you're a badass. You want people to think that you can stand on your own 2 feet, right? So me going in, I got to prove something to somebody. That's the first thing you don't need to do. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. You're going in there, you're doing your time, and then you're either going home or you're staying in there. Trying to gain someone's approval, you're not gonna get anywhere with that. I can promise you that. Most of the time, if they see that you're trying to prove something, they're gonna make you go do some dumb stuff just for their own entertainment. I don't know how many times I've seen people make up lies about other gangs just trying to see the drama that unfolds in front of them. They'll go to microwave, go make some popcorn, go grab a cold soda, sit back on the pod, and watch the drama that's about to unfold between these 2 gang members. At the end of the day, if you cannot think for yourself, how do you expect to be able to think and survive in an environment where people are trying to fucking eat you? At the end of the day, this is where you need to be, out here with your loved ones and friends, preparing for the long haul. I really appreciate you guys' support on continuously watching my videos. Today was a short video on living with a lifer. What it's actually going to be like. Are you going to be scared to sleep, one eye open, or are you going to sleep like a baby? At the end of the day, I hope you guys never have to find out. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you'll be first informed when I upload, along with that notification button. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I hope you guys keep enjoying the videos. As always, I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Keep pushing positivity, guys, and I hope you guys come back for more. We gone.